Hello everybody, my name is Zach, aka the Weather Gamer, bringing you PCF Phoenix Cup Federation Moltres Division. This is the D-League for Phoenix Cup. Currently bringing you the D-League's draft stream. We did the main league's draft stream earlier today. I do have a co-host in Thriller96. He is currently not here right now. He's attending a scout banquet for his brother. Just didn't line up correctly, especially after I moved it 4 hours, or moved the draft stream forward 2 hours because I needed a break. My throat was killing me. Hey, Zippy, hey, Crow. We're on a timeline. I gotta be done by 10 o'clock tonight, so pardon any rushing in that. I will, as soon as Thriller is available, bring him in for this to co-host. But yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, hi. You missed it. Follow the link down below for my Twitch. Go hit that follow button. You'll be able to... I'm going to just set these over here until Thriller is ready. You'll be able to find out when I go live in that for more of these draft streams and other stuff that I end up doing when I stream. For those of you sitting in the chat right now, there's a couple of commands that you can do if you want. Please, 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 if you get sniped, let me know, because I have a very special present for anybody that was sniped. If you were sniped, you might see a quick little flash or something appear on your screen. So please, if you get sniped, let me know. If you are not a part of PCF and you're watching this, ! PCF will give you the, assuming Nightbot is working. There we go. That'll link you to the PCF Discord server. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll include the link down below. ! Discord. Well, I didn't type the right one. We'll take you to the Weather Gamer Discord if you want to come hang out there. And finally, ! Thriller. I believe it's Thriller. Is the exclamation. Yeah. That will take you to Thriller's YouTube channel if you guys would go show him some love. He will be co-hosting at some point. So with all that get said, we're going to go ahead and kick off the draft here. As you see on the screen is your draft order, starting with Insanity and the Washington Venonats, followed by Lord Ixie and the Philadelphia Phantoms, followed by the Philadelphia Buizels and Oshawott, Tezzy and his London Lycanrocs, Savage and the Baltimore Murkrows, Thriller and his Iowa Jolteon picked 6th. We have Mars and the Egyptian Lucarios. We have Zippy and the Kent State Golden Flash Cannons, or the KSG Flash Cannons. We have AV and the Vegas Vulpix. Myself and the Chicago Charizards, we picked 10th. Dank and the Potown Beatdowns. Crow and the Virginia Victinis. Huff and the New York Matangs. Renegin and the Rhode Island Reggies. Brendan and the Ballistic Boulevards, and finally Versace and the Surrey Sawsbucks. So that's your draft order. So to kick things off, I need to move my camera first. So give me 1 second here. Whoops, that's no camera. Whoop. Up into the corner. Sorry, Tez, I gotta cover you up. So I don't cover you up here in a second. Kicking things off in the draft, number 1 overall pick, we have Tapu Koko. This absolutely makes sense to me. Tapu Koko is generally viewed as the best mon in the format. Washington Nationals just take a very fast U-turner, Volt-turner. It can run physical, it can run special. It can be a very good Z-Crystal user. Electric Train is very good to set up, boost its Wild Charge, its Thunderbolt. All in all, it's just a very, very fast, very, very hard-hitting electric type at base 130. And should do the Nationals very well. Great start to a FDS core as well. So, the Philadelphia Phantoms taking Jirachi at number 2. This to me was a little bit of a stretch. I think Jirachi at 2 was a little early for this mon, especially with Celesteela, Lando T, Huron Black, those sort of mons still sitting on the board. Jirachi is by no means a bad mon. It is a good wish passer. It has quite a few different sets that it can run. Base 100s across the board, so it's a nice speed tier to build around. There's Paraflinching with Ironhead T-Wave. There's Choice Banded Doom Desires. It can be a Choice Scarf user. All in all, it's a very good mon. Just as the number 2 pick, I don't know. But it should serve Ordixie pretty well here, based on how he builds around it. Coming in at third, we have the Philadelphia Weasels taking Mew. Mew is a very good mon. It's basically a jack of all traits. A very nice utility knife for any team. Mew fits on every different team because it can run so many different sets. It could be defensive Mew with Rocks Defog, Soft Boil Mono Attack, or Will-O-Wisp or something. It could be offensive with Nasty Plot Baton Pass. It can do such a variety of different things. It's a great mon. It does get Transform, so you can transform Mew into your opponent's Scout a little bit. Kind of a cool secondary Ditto, but better. But yeah, all in all, Mew is a great mon. Very good pick. Again, Celesteela still sitting on the board really makes me think that maybe Mew wasn't the right pick at 3. Because Celesteela is a monster, and it's continuing to slide down the board. Oh well. First Mega to come off the board is Mega Mawile with Tez and his London Lycanrocs. Mega Mawile is a monster. It is very, very good. With the fact, and I'm sorry you guys just saw that because I was pulling something up. Mega Mawile is a monster. You don't have to first turn Mega, so Mega Mawile can continue to be an Intimidator until it's ready to come in. It gets up an SD and then Sucker Punches things to death. Huge Power is such a good ability, doubling your attack. I believe it doubles your attack stat. I'm trying to remember between Huge Power and Pure Power. Yeah, attack stat is doubled. So it already takes a base 105 attack stat and turns it into base 210, which is massive. It's got a huge defense stat at 125. So def is pretty good at 65. It's just slow, but with a web support or something else around it, it can very, very easily be a nightmare of a mon to deal with, and a very, very good way to lead off the draft. Were you sniped here? Where'd my other thing go? Oh, that's the other thing. Zippy got sniped. Alright, Zippy, your Mawile snipe. Here's your snipe. Beedrill to the rescue. That's unfortunate. First round, you're sniped right off the bat. That's what that ping was. Alright. Moving on to our 5th overall pick, we have Zeraora, taken by Savage and the Baltimore Murkrows. Now, this reminds me a lot of Season 1 of WWC, the league that I run, where Zeraora was taken 4th overall. Crow also getting sniped here. So Crow and Zippy have both been sniped. We'll get you guys your snipes. Zeraora is a very, very good mon. Mars. Here you go, Mars. There's a snipe for you as well. Zeraora is a very, very good mon. It's personally my favorite electric type. 145 speed is nothing to laugh at. It is super, super fast. Volt Absorb is great. Helps you protect water types and flying types very, very well. Can easily just sponge Volt switches and that, stop momentum and all that. Zeraora also has such a good move pool. It can run physical, it can run special, it can run mixed. It has Calm Mind, it has Bulk Up, it has Focus Blast, Drain Punch, Close Combat, Drain Punch, Plasma Fists as its physical electric move, Thunderbolt, and Thunder on that side. It has the Elemental Punches minus Ice Punch. Zippy, you are 100% right. This thing should have been electric fighting over pure electric. I love it. Again, I think this might have been too high for Zeraora. I think Zeraora probably would have lasted into round 2, but definitely a very solid mon for the Murkrows to build around. Gotta get my slides working. There we go. Mega Lopunny for Thriller and the Iowa Jolteon. I really wish Thriller was here so he could explain why this was his first round pick. Mega Lopunny is by no means not worthy of a first round pick, but with Celesteela still on the board, picking Mega Lopunny at 6, I don't know. I know Mega Lopunny went first in went in the first round on Ho-Oh, so obviously it's worth it. I'd say it's definitely worth it because Scrappy, you can hit Ghost types with Fake Out, Break Sashes, all that sort of thing. Power Up Punch, Last Resort is a monster of a set. It has great coverage in the elemental punches. Drain Punch to heal. High Jump Kick. Nothing really wants to take a return from this thing with such a high attack stat. It also has base... I don't know what its base speed is, but it tops out at 405 max speed, which is monstrously fast. It's fast, it hits hard, and it hits ghost types. Like, it's everything that you could want in a very potent wall breaker. There's Celesteela. Mars finally decided, okay, enough of this. It's time. We're done letting this thing just continuously slide down the board, and sorry if you're hearing that. That would be me filling my water bottle because it's a base 135. Thank you, Mars. It's going to be a long couple hours here. Celesteela is an absolute monster. It can be stupidly defensive and get beast boosts on its defensive side with a Stally Toxic sub Leech Seed mono Giga Drain type thing. It can be a very fast offensive presence if it gets up an Autotomize or two. It's just a nightmare. It has such a good move pool. It has grass coverage, fire coverage, ground coverage. Obviously it's steel and flying stab. It's a very good Z user and a very good defensive backbone to start a draft for the Egyptian Lucarios. Up next, we have Mega Medicham for Zippy and the KSG Flash Cannons. Mega Medicham is a nightmare. I have seen what this thing can do. This thing, I believe, was second in WWC Season 2. Pure power to double its attack. It has great move pool, priority and bullet punch, all the elemental punches, high jump kick, drain punch to heal. This thing gets up a sword or a bulk up or two, and it can go to town. It is a very nightmarish physical threat. Not a lot of things want to check into it. Psychic and fighting coverages and headbutt, that sort of thing. It's just a nightmare, and it's a very powerful wall breaker and a great way to start. So far, we've seen a lot of very powerful wall breakers come off the board here in the first 8-ish picks, I think. First 8 picks of this draft. The Vulpix, again, I honestly don't know what AV was doing here. Mega Alakazam round 1. Yes, this thing is fast. Yes, this thing hits like a truck. Is this thing a first round draft pick? No. Not even. It didn't even get drafted in Ho-Oh. This thing is very frail, but it does hit super hard. It has Trace, so it traces your opponent's ability. So if you have an Intimidator come in on it, you trace it, Intimidate. 175 special attack is basically good night. 150 speed. Very few things outspeed it. I think Arrow ties it. It beats Zeraora. I think Dio speed might be the only thing. Maybe Ninjask. I'm looking it up right now. Here to see what exactly beats it. Top 300 speed. But it's stupidly fast. Deoxys Speed beats it, Ninjask beats it, Pheromosa beats it, Electrode, so it's 8th. Mega Aerodactyl ties it, Standard Deoxys ties it. Yeah, all the Deoxys forms tied except Deoxys Speed. Ninjask and Pheromosa, actually. Those are the only 3, otherwise it's grouped in a tier of 150s. 150 speeds. So by no means is it, like, an issue. It's just really, really frail. Absolutely. Like, Pursuit Trap will kill this thing. And I don't think it's a round 1 pick. But that's enough on a bashing of AV. The other thing is, AV's team was drafted by 11 different people, so you see where this is going. Myself and the Chicago Charizard's taking Excadrill. This thing is a monster in or out of sand. It is a very good Z-Captain. It is a very good Choice Scarf user. It's a very good Life Orb user. You have the SD sets. You have the Sand Rush, the Sand Force. It's a mon that I have been waiting to try for a very, very long time. As a round 1 pick, probably a reach, especially with me being so close to... Hey, Lord Dixie. Especially with me being very, very close to the wheel at 10. I mean, close. At 10, I probably could have let it sit and go into round 2. The only problem is what I pair this with, I don't think would have made it to round 3, potentially. Just the way things were coaching, so... Great start to my FDS core here with Excadrill. But that's really all I'm going to say on it. Kyurem Black. I almost took Kyurem Black. I was really, really tempted to take Kyurem Black at the time. When my turn came up, I was like, I want to do this, but when's the next time this monster is going to drop into my lap? Like, I want it, but I don't want it. So it was a really tough choice. Kyurem Black is an absolute nightmare. Like, it just hits so hard. Icy MZ Free Shock is a literal nuke. It will nuke something. Dragon and Ice type is very, very spammable. Has good coverage. It carries Flash Cannon. It can carry Earth Power. Has reliable recovery and Roost. You could have a Sub-Roost Toxic... Pardon me. Sub-Roost Toxic set. Oof. Got the hiccups there. It's just so versatile, so powerful. Specs, banded, scarfed, like, there's just so much you can do with this, and it's going to be such a good mod, and the fact that it fell all the way to Dank at 11 truly amazes me. I'm so surprised that Dank was able to get this, and it's going to do wonders for him. Crow taking Mega Latios. By far, in my opinion, the best of the best of the Latios crew. Mega Latios, then Mega Latios, then Latios, then Latios. I know I'm going to catch flack for that, but I personally feel like Latios is the better one, but I like to run offensive, whereas most of the time you see defensive do a little better. Keeps its levitate ability, which is fine. It gives him a ground immunity moving forward. It's a nice start to his FDS core. 130 attack, 160 special attack. Mega Alakazam at 175 hits like a truck. This thing hits almost as hard. 120 Spadef makes it pretty bulky, 110. Speed is a very nice speed tier. It can set up with D-Dance, be a very good D-Dance user. It can do the Calm Mindsets. Like, everything that a Latios can do, Mega Latios does just a hair better. Because it's boost to its attack, it's boost to its special attack, and it gets a little more boost to its Spadef. Plus, it doesn't have the weakness of Knockoff. Knockoff doesn't hurt as much to Mega Latios as it does Standard Latios or Standard Latios, because you can't knock off a Mega Stone. So, I do like this pick. I think it's a fantastic way to start a draft based on what was here for Crow and the Victinis. That's true, Spies, it does. Spies pointing out that its higher base attack hurts Mega Latios a bit. Yeah, it does, but it does still have a move pool that can handle that semi-well. But You're not wrong. Foul play hits it unnecessarily hard. Yeah. Yeah, you're 100% right, but if you run the D-Dance set, foul play really doesn't matter. If you can get a couple D-Dances off, you'll just OHKO whatever comes in, for the most part. Round 1, Suicune. So, for those of you that don't know Huff, Huff is a very strange person when it comes to drafting and building. He has some very wild sets, he has some very wild teams, and this is just a typical Huff move. Take Suicune round 1. Yeah, he's almost on the wheel. Probably could have taken something else and let this thing sit and come back for it. Round 2, but you know, it's Huff. He's going to do what he's going to do. I bet you Suicune surprises somebody and ends up on the kill leaderboard at some point. Crocoon, obvious, really good set. Subtoxic. It's a very good bulky water, very defensive bulky water. And a great tier 2 mon. Like, I don't know, the heavy stuff out of tier 1 is getting ripped off, so why not go get your tier 2? Get your choice of premium tier 2. So, but yeah, Suicune is a pretty good bulky water to start a draft off. See how Huff builds around it. Victini for the Rhode Island Reggies. I don't know if Renegade was drinking the A-Drive Kool-Aid, but, you know, the Renegade, or the Rhode Island Reggies did take Victini. Victini is 100% worth a round 1 pick, especially late round 1. It fits very nicely. Has such... It's a base 100 again across the board. Its ability boosts the accuracy of its moves, Victory Star. So things like Bolt Strike have a better chance of hitting. Choice Banded V-Create just is a very spammable move. It's a good Scarf user, it's a good Life Orb user. You can actually do some pretty cool stuff with a Weakness Policy, like Weakness Policy Trick Room, I think. I'm thinking of all the things that Dan has done with Victini. But it's a very good Fire and Psychic type. Very easy to spam. And just pick up a kill with Victini. It's a very, very strong boy. The other Mega Lottie going to Brendan and the Bastiodons, picking up Mega Latios. This thing is more like the defensive counterpart to Mega Latios. It tends to be on the more defensive side. 150 speed def, 120 defense, 140 special attack is nothing to laugh at. 110 speed obviously is pretty good. Keeps the levitate ability. Again, Dragon Psychic spam is very good. Can be a reliable rooster or defogger potentially. Does have the ability to set up stored power, Calm Mind stored power set. It's a very, very good mon. The only reason I say it's worse than Mega Latios is because I prefer offensive type mons versus defensive, but that doesn't mean this is a terrible mon or a terrible pick. And I really do like this. Spies, you can run Choice Scarfed. There are other teeny sets, trust me. I used to run teeny a little bit. there are other teeny sets. But yeah. To finish off round 1, we have Zapdos here. Again, another mon that sits at base 100s. Does have that 30% chance to pick up a para off of static. Pressure if you need to PP stall. Base 100 speed. Sorry, it's not base 100s across the board. It's base 100 speed is what I meant. 125 special attack. It's a very, very good mon just across the board. Stat-wise, very good defensive mon with base 90 and 85. Base 90 HP isn't terrible. It's a pretty reliable defogger because you can pretty easily defog and then roost the damage off. You can carry things like Volt Switch and Heat Wave. It does have the ability to turn around with Volt Switch, and I believe it has U-turn, but I don't remember off the top. Yeah, it does have U-turn, so you can switch around quite a bit on it with it either way. And it's a good defensive backbone. very nice electric type. You can never go wrong with a powerhouse hitting electric type. So, but that's going to close out round 1 for us. Moving into round 2. So it is a wheel style draft, so 1 through 16, then you go 16 through 1, then 1 through 16, you know, that sort of thing. I guess I probably should have said that at the beginning, but oh well, shits and giggles. But yeah, kicking off the second round, Raisachi decided to pair Zapdos with Mega Diancie. Mega Diancie is a really nice mon. Very, very powerful special attacker with the fact that it has... No, Savage, I didn't skip you. No, you just might not have been here when I did it, but I talked about Zeraora and me not thinking it was probably a good first round pick, but Mega Diancie gets the Magic Bounce ability, so it can come in and bounce statuses, bounce hazards back, which is really nice. Zapdos gives it a ground immunity. Just pairs really nicely. The fact that Mega Diancie can spam Diamond Storm and potentially pick up a defensive boost just from that, it's like 40%. Would be really great. Yeah, Savage, for right now, I'm alone. Thriller is at dinner, so he'll hopefully join us at some point. When he does join us, you'll see me put the headset back on. Hopefully he's coming back soon, or coming on soon, because I enjoy having a co-host. But or if Shadow's lurking around, he could join if he wants. But yeah. Anyways, Mega Diancie Zapdos, very nice pair. Pretty good filling of speed tiers because you got one from 100, you got one from 110 now. So I like this. I like the start to the draft for this wheel. Clefable. Mega Latios Clefable. This is getting disgusting really, really quickly. Clefable with Unaware. Obviously, you can't set up on it. Clefable with Magic Guard. It can take statuses. It can run Life Orb. It's a pretty decent recovery. Yeah, Savage, I appreciate that. It's very, very bulky, very, very stally, and it does pair very nicely with Mega Latios in building a very, very good defensive backbone. This is going to be some interesting stuff you're going to have to break. Like, Latios resists the Steel-type hit that Clefable doesn't want to take. Clefable resists the Fairy-type hit that Latios doesn't want to take. Like, it's very good synergy. It's very poor as far as not getting yourself disliked, in my mind, because you're getting very, very bulky. Moving on, the Rhode Island Reggies come in with Landorus, standard Landorus, not Lando T. This was very interesting to me, that standard Landorus over Lando T. Yeah, it's a tier 2, so you do get the points, and it is faster, but standard Landorus, like, you're only allowed to run Sheer Force. You can't run, or you're only allowed to run Sand Force. You can't run Sheer Force. That's been banned, so kind of have a useless ability. Yeah, you've got 101 speed, but Victini's at 100, so your speed tiers are a little clumped. 125 special attack and 115 special attack is pretty good. It's a decent... I mean, you can pivot, you can Scarf with it, but because you can't catch Sheer Force, I really think the other Lando was probably the better choice here. I think Lando T would have been a much better partner for Victini, having it be able to intimidate, drop things, and just be a nuisance. Plus, I mean, this pair is alright because Victini can take those ice hits that Landorus doesn't want to take. Landorus is a ground immunity for Victini. Landorus doesn't really care about rock-type moves too terribly much, and can spam EQ back for Victini. But yeah, I don't know. I think Lando T would have been a better pick here, but it's an interesting pair. Huff for the New York Matangs, grabbing Greninja, also out of Tier 2. This is just standard Torrent Greninja. It's not a bad pick at all. Greninja is very, very good. It's an offensive water type, so if you weren't here for the stream earlier, the Ho-Oh stream, or if you haven't watched the Ho-Oh streams video, one thing that Jacob mentioned that I kind of started thinking about a little bit, having 2 water types isn't a bad thing, as long as you've got your weaknesses covered. Having a defensive water type and an offensive water type to break is pretty good, and that's exactly what Huff did here. He's got a defensive water type in Suicune, and a very, very good offensive water type in Greninja. 122 speed is very good, especially when you don't have Ubers involved. There's not a lot of stuff that gets over that speed right away. It's a fantastic Z user with multiple different coverage moves. It has Grass Knot, it has Gunk Shot, Ice Beam, it gets Aerial Ace, so you could run Fly Z type of thing. It can run physical, it can run special. You have Hazard ability and T-Spikes and Spikes. You can pivot with U-Turn. Good Scarfer. Like, all in all, it is just a very, very good Mon. And it gives Huff an offensive water type to help try and break some things that Suicune normally couldn't break without stalling it out a little bit. Thundy T for Crow here. So the one thing that I always say, and the one thing I always love about Draft League, and that I swear you have to have on your team, is you have to have a fast electric type that can take electric hits. Because I never draft good ground types. I really don't. Gliscor being an exception, and now Excadrill being an exception. I have not drafted very well when it comes to the ground type, and so I always rely on things like Jolteon, Zeraora. I've never used Thundy T, but it's on my list to be that Volt Absorb. Thundy T is a very, very good Mon, very good electric flying type. A little bit of an ice weakness here, but another ground immunity for Crow. 101 speed, Latios is 110, so that's pretty decent. 145 special attack is just boom. It hits like a truck. 105 attack's not bad either. You can do a double dance set with agility nasty plot, or a double dance agility nasty plot setup. T-Bolt, you can run HP Ice. Generally, you see it could be agility, which I said. It does get defog, so if you need it as a defogger, it can be a defog. The one major drawback to Thundy T, though, in my mind, is the fact that in order to have fly spam, you have to run Hidden Power flying. That's the one thing that really, really hinders this Mon, is it can only run Hidden Power because it gets fly, but Hidden Power flying is the only thing that it can run right now. Savage, if you want in, I'll go ahead and deal you in. That's not a problem with me. I don't mind having you co-host. So guys, just give me 1 second here. I'm gonna get headphones hooked on. I think I just hooked into my phone on accident. Yes, I did. Disconnect from that. We're gonna connect to the headphones. Probably should have done that earlier. Am I connected? Connected? Cool. Alright, so I'm gonna go grab Savage here real quick. And then we'll continue this draft stream. Okay, we will see here if Savage can pick up. Can you hear me?
Testing.
I can hear
Yeah.
you. Cool.
You can hear.
Yep, I can hear you. So if you can hear me, I can hear you. The stream can hear you. We're good to go. So, alright, so I'm going to move on from Thundy T. we'll go ahead and talk about Mega Scissor. I don't like this Mon particularly well, but paired with Kyurem Black, I think it's a very good Mon. I'm getting word from Spies that you're roboting, so...
I am.
I don't think you are. I think Spies is hearing background noise or something, because you're fine for me. But what do you think of pairing Mega Scissor with Kyurem Black?
Well, I think it's a nice fairy, Steel Dragon Core. If you compare that with fairy type, it's really good in my mind. Momentum, you can get up SD, you can punch steel type with superpower, could be a nice defogger, nice overall.
Yeah, Kyurem Black will appreciate that defog. Kyurem Black can take those HP fires a little bit well too. So I mean, it definitely can do work. I just don't like Mega Scissor. But...
Yeah, definitely paired with Kyurem Black and its AKA Mold Breaker ability, it can punch those fire types if it has to.
Yep. I go ahead and grab T-Tar here. So yes, finally, after trying to draft a weather team for the last 4 drafts, I get a weather team. I'm finally back to running weather. I decided to run sand this time. T-Tar is an amazing mon. It's got good bulk. You throw an AV on it, it's very, very bulky. Once you get sand up, it doesn't necessarily have to be a sand setter. You can run Unnerve. Doesn't have to be AV. You can run D-Dance, Setup Sweeper. Has the elemental punches. Rock and Dark spam obviously are very good. But it helps me set the sand and get Excadrill running. Biggest thing right now is I am stupidly weak to fighting types. Like, a fighting type just has a field day. It kills Excadrill, and T-Tar dies to a vacuum wave if it's not careful. So, but I think running sand is going to be very, very clutch for me. I'm excited to return back to sand.
Well, I like Sandcore, especially in LC, but honestly, Sanitar, I don't know. For me, it's a good bond, but for me, I haven't used it. It just dies for me. So we'll see how this season works for you.
Yeah, I know sand was good for you in Little Cup. I remember that Hippopotas Drillbur just running all over people.
Mm-hmm.
Keldeo here for Vulpix. I don't see any sort of synergy here at all. Again, he drafted by having 11 different people pick for him. Yeah, Keldeo can put in work, but a round 2 and your tier 1, I just don't see it. I just don't like it.
Honestly, we have a totally different perspective. Like, I've been swept by Keldeo twice. And it's a good mon. Like, if you don't have a strong grass or bulky water, this thing could just run a Specs, SB, anything. It just goes ham. I don't get the synergy either.
No, this team has no synergy, but I don't know. We'll see. Keldeo stands a major, major issue for me because it just blows apart my team right now. But I don't know. We'll see. Kent State Golden Flash Cannons. Hydreigon Mega Medi is a very, very scary combination. Everything Mega Medi does physically, Hydreigon does specially. It's a great specs user. Very good. Choice Scarf Mon, very good. Z Captain, it has coverage out the wazoo, including Flash Cannon. So Z Flash Cannon on a Fairy Switch in. Belch, Z Belch on Fairy Switch-ins, like Hydreigon, and it's a ground immunity. It's a very, very good mon, and very, very scary thing to pair with Mega Medi. Takes those dark hits that Mega Medi and ghost hits that Mega Medi doesn't necessarily appreciate pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, paired with like the Scarf, Specs, whatever you want to do with this, work up if you have to. Pretty good mon.
Yeah. Zippy said he almost went Gengar here. I think you're better off not having taken Gengar here, but
Yeah, because I used an APA. It was okay, but me getting punched by ghost.
Now you roboted.
Uh,
So, but yeah. Hydreigon, Mega Medi, good combo. Garchomp, Celesteela, this is another really, really nasty combo.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
It's just you roboted for like 2 seconds, so it's the same thing that happened.
Okay, we good now?
Yeah, it's the same thing that happened to Jacob earlier. We just started having some roboting issues every now and then, but Garchomp, Celesteela, this is another really, really nasty core that's starting to form here for an FDS core. Celesteela doesn't appreciate T-bolts to the face. Garchomp laughs at T-bolts to the face. Garchomp doesn't appreciate Hidden Power Ice or Ice Beam or any sort of ice stab. Celesteela eats those ice hits no problem. Like, it's a beautiful pair. I love it. It's a defensive mon paired with an offensive mon that's very good Z captain, very good choice Scarfer as well. Like, Mars is putting together a very good team with his first 2 picks here.
Okay, yeah, I like this core, but, like, I'm not a fan of 4-time weak, Dragon. So you got Garchomp, Dragonite, Salamence, I think that's it, but I'm not a fan of those. I like those 2 times. But Garchomp's a really good mon, especially if it's Mega, which obviously he didn't draft to become to see if someone drafted that.
Yeah. Like, Salamence isn't that bad. I know it's quad weak to ice, but go look over an APA and see what happens when a Mega Salamence goes to town. Anyways.
Oh, yeah.
Thriller picking up Latios. Mega Lopunny Latios is a very, very good offensive core. It takes care of his psychic issues with Lopunny. Lopunny handles dark types decently well. For Latios, it's a very nice pair to have together. Like, I don't know. Latios is a very good mon that can set up pretty easily with D-dances. It does everything that Mega Latios does, but just slightly worse.
Yeah, I mean, that core right there, it punishes dark types. I used it with Hydra. Pretty good. Very fast. But, yeah, I'm not a fan of Latios either. Either of them.
Yeah, I don't know. I used Latios in WWC Season 1 and I loved it, but it's definitely not my top choice in Dragon, but it's still good. But moving on, you want to talk about why you decided to pair Skarmory with Zeraora?
Okay, so, when I was going in this, I was hoping my Mon's 3rd round would come back to me, and I got Skarmory for, like, hazard stacking. Usually, every time I draft something, I always think that I need more Stealth Rockers or Spikes. This takes care of it. Its flying and steel coverage is really nice. It can help me with my Fairy Steel core. I'm at my Dragon Fairy Steel core later on, and when I was doing this draft, I was thinking if I get like maybe 2 wall breakers, Zeraora can clean up with like hazard stuff.
It's not a bad strategy, and Zeraora is actually a pretty good partner for Skarmory, because Skarmory doesn't like electric type hits. Bring them. Zeraora will just eat them, heal itself, and continue to run shop on you. Like, it's not a terrible idea. I do like the hazard stack for Zeraora. Like, it gives you some chip for later in the late game chip that you need. How did Zygarde get all the way back around to Tez? It went, 26th pick? 29th pick. It was the 29th pick in the draft. Zygarde fell all the way into round 2. That's another mon that you
I don't know. I just
missed.
forgot that mon was a thing. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, Zygarde Mega Mawile, that is a lethal Fairy Dragon Steel Core in 2 Mons. Like, Zygarde's just gonna spam 1,000 waves. Mega Mawile is just gonna set up and break. Mega Mawile takes those fairy hits, ice hits, laughs them off. Zygarde takes those ground hits pretty nicely. Zygarde takes the fire hits and doesn't care. Like, it's a beautiful pair, and it's gonna be an offensive nightmare to have to prep for.
Definitely. Banded, like, Zygarde can just break, and the Mawile probably doesn't even need to get a Sword Dance. The only flaw is that Mawile has booty speed.
Yeah, base 50 speed's not great.
If it didn't have booty speed, it would have been like a Uber's Mon right here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's the sub D-Dance set, there's the sub Coil set. Like, there's so much that Zygarde can do. It's an unbelievable pair here. Infernape, some Mew Infernape. I swear, this is Spies drafting, not Oshawott. Literally, these two mirrored each other for a long time in their draft. Infernape covers Mew very well. Mew covers Infernape very well. But like, this is mirror drafting at its finest. 108 speed is great. It's a good choice, Scarfer. It has the ability to set up SD. It has the ability to set up Nasty Plot. It can run physical. It can run special. It's got the coverage to do both. It's just a very good Mon all around. It can pivot with U-turn.
Yeah.
It's a good Mon.
Yeah, especially with having Mew. Mew could be like support for like SD8. If he pairs this with Z, he can blow back some bulky water types if it has to. You know, Banded is an underrated set in my opinion. But it hits hard. Well, it doesn't hit hard, it's just versatile.
Yeah. It's a Mon that I've always wanted to try. I just never get around to it because usually Zeraora is tier 1 and that's usually the Mon I go, but not in Sand I wasn't going to go it this time. But Philadelphia Phantoms, Weavile. So Jirachi Weavile is very interesting. Weavile's going to take those dark type hits for Jirachi. Not necessarily well, but it at least takes them. Weavile then proceeds to threaten out, Jirachi takes the steel hits. Neither of them particularly take fighting type hits very well. Neither of them take fire type hits very well. But Weavile is fast and hits very, very hard. Like, you can easily choice ban Weavile.
Yeah.
It can be a nightmare.
I'm not a fan of Weavile or Sneasel, so I can't really say that much, but they usually just knock items, do some damage, and whatever Dixie is trying to find a wall breaker or a cleaner, I mean, Weavile fits that.
Yeah, it is a nice pursuit trapper. Spies did remind me it is a pretty decent pursuit trapper, so
it's better than Sneasel.
Yeah. So here we go. The Washington Venonats have tipped their hand. They went Pelipper. I have a love-hate relationship with Pelipper. I love running rain teams, but Pelipper just does not do well with me. It's very nice. It's bulky. It can U-turn. It can come in, set the rain, U-turn, and pivot immediately. Paired with Coco is going to be very interesting because electric terrain obviously is going to boost those electric type hits. So not necessarily the best thing for Pelipper, or a rain team in general. But, I mean, 100% Hurricanes, choice specs, potential, could be an AV set, can come in and defog with rocks. I'm just thinking of all, it has haze. I'm just thinking of all the things I've used Pelipper for. It's a good rain setter. I just think Politoed's the better rain setter, even though I've never used it.
I mean, I think Pelipper is like the best rain setter because it has that momentum. You can easily bring in Swampert on that electric type hit if it's really that necessary too. And then, you know, depending on what rain setters that Uh, um, this team, yes, I'm so sorry. I forgot. Insanity. There you go. Okay. Yeah, whatever rain setters they get, Pelipper could be a sponge if it has to.
Yeah. Speaking of his rain sweepers, Insanity, when I said he tipped his hand, he literally tipped his hand. He went Mega Swampert right after this. Mega Swampert, it's hit or miss. I liked it for a long time. I thought it was one of the best rain sweepers, but I kind of got bored with it. I wanted to try others. It hits like a truck. Like Earthquake, Stone Edge, Fighting Move, all do very well. Waterfall, but it's not the best rain sweeper. It's good, but it's not the best.
It's a hit or miss. It's like, you know, its special attack isn't that bad, where you can run like Ice Beam to hit physical grass type. I mean, you know, non-special grass types. It's mediocre. Never used it, but it's mediocre.
It's fun, but it does, like, it runs out pretty quickly.
It does.
Yeah, like, I don't know. There's a reason why when I do rain next, I'm not going to go after Mega Pert again. Like, I don't know. But this does help Pelipper.
Yeah, you can use that for...
Yeah.
You can, like, if you want to, you can just grab, like, Mega Scissor or something in the rain or something like that. But, of course, that was already taken, so...
Yeah.
What can you do?
Alright, so it looks like Thriller is ready to go. Savage, do you want to stay on with Thriller, or do you want to...
Why not?
Okay. I'm going to go...
Why not?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and add Thriller to the call then. Thriller, where are you? I know you're in my friends list. There you are. Alright, so as soon as Thriller gets on here, we'll go ahead and continue. So, hey,
hello,
Thriller.
hello.
So Savage did join us, Thriller, while you were gone, so he's going to stay on for
That felt lonely.
Yeah, if you don't mind, Savage will stay on with us.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Alright. So we do have Thriller
I
as...
could change the password.
What?
Zach, it kept changing the passcode. Why was it not cast form? It kept changing to different things.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, just tell the chat. It's totally one.
Yeah, like, I thought it was supposed to be cast form, but yet it said access denied. I tried it in. I don't know what he changed it to, though. I pushed in a button and it worked.
What are you talking
I'm
about?
confused. What password do you need?
It's like when people try to like invade on the stream and stuff like that and make it like how
okay.
I finally broke the code.
I got it. No. You should know my favorite mon. Most people know what my favorite mon is. If I ever put a passcode on something, put in my favorite mon, it's probably gonna be the passcode. But anyways, so like I said to the chat earlier, with Thriller joining us now, if you do !Thriller, it'll take you over to his YouTube channel. If you want to go check him out. So, but yeah. So we're in round 3 now, Thriller. We just got done talking about Insanity taking Pelipper, Mega Swampert back to back. So, tipping his hand on Rain. So we're going to move on to...
Pelipper.
So we're moving on to Philadelphia Phantoms taking Vaporeon in round 3. I don't know...
Ooh.
I don't know how this fits.
I don't know. I don't feel like Vaporeon's supposed to go third round.
Yeah, I mean, Vaporeon is a really phenomenally good bulky water with access to Compass, Wish, and Heal Bell and all. Round 3 seems about, in my opinion, like a round or 2 early.
Yeah. Big 5 or 6 or something like that.
Coaches, some mons are definitely like high value and like are really worth having, and you're just afraid that it won't come to you. I know I've made picks like that in the past, but Vaporeon is one of those mons that sometimes doesn't get drafted because it's always run like on and that's But
And-
besides that, though, I mean, it's really a great pick though. Like again, like I said, a great bulky Pokemon, but not only good into Protect, Wish, Heal Bell. It can easily, I mean, Dry Patah Passing too is actually something that people really sleep on a lot nowadays, because Dry Patah Passing is a great way for momentum for you to get in your Mon and then counter attack.
Yeah,
I forgot the Baton Pass was a thing because of Genesis.
Yeah, I also don't know how
I mean,
well it pairs with his team. Like, Rachi already does the Wish, can already pass Wishes, and Weavile, like, I don't know. I don't see the synergy here.
You know, we forgot it was the Versace gang snipe. That's what we forgot.
Was this a snipe for Versace?
I know I sniped him a mammo, but
I'm not
I don't
on
know what
that
else.
yet, so literally on that. I don't know if that was a snipe. But anyways, so there's Vaporeon. We've got the Buizel's taking Gliscor. So Mew, Gliscor, Infernape. Again, I swear to God, Spies was drafting for Oshawott, because this is pretty typical in my mind of something that Spies would do. Gliscor paired with Mew and Infernape is actually really good. It's a ground immunity for Infernape, so EQ can't come after it. It's a very, very good defensive mon. It can set up Stealth Rocks. It can be defensive with Poison Heal. Like,
Yeah, I personally think Gliscor is a really great draft league Pokemon. Just like you said, it does have a bit of weak here and there, but it's like a reliable defogger, phenomenally stealth rocker, has an amazing ability in Poison Heal. It is a bit of a great knockoff target though, because most times you will want to bring like Toxic or Gliscor, but if you can't get that in the right time, or you fall for like bait switch and you end up getting Willow, then your green's like a useless item. And I mean, yeah, you still like benefits of like Facade, but just in general, it doesn't kind of help with there. But so Gliscor is great. It's a fantastic defense. Easy, one of the best defense. Well, I wouldn't say it's the best defensive, but it's not. It could be one of those going into like future battles or like a last second.
Savage, do you have the stream on in the background by chance?
I do, so I know what's happening.
Okay, because
Yeah, I just did that too. I just got that straight.
I'm hearing echo delay from the stream feeding into whatever you're talking into. Spies just mentioned Swords Dance Facade
Yeah.
on this thing, but yeah. Savage, do you need me
Yeah.
to actually hang on?
Swords.
You know what? I'll just mute the volume. All
No,
right.
I can actually fix this real quick, because assuming my computer runs it, there we go. Okay, let's fix this real quick.
I muted it. I just had the volume on, so I know that I didn't disconnect.
Well, okay. There's that, by the way, so you can look at the slides if you want, to help you keep up with
Cool.
us. So, yeah, Gliscor Gliscor round 3. There we go. Here we go. Why'd you do this to me, slides? No, come on. Go back to where you were. Thank you. This was a major snipe. This hurt me so bad. I really, really wanted Reuniclus because I have such a fighting weakness. Reuniclus would have been perfect. It has Overcoat, so I don't have to worry about the sand damage. It has reliable recovery and recover and regen. Massive special attack stat at 125. It has good coverage. It has Focus Blast and Shadow Ball and all those other things. Like, it would have been so beautiful with the Sandmon, and it's very good here for Zygarde and Mega Mawile. It can sponge a Will-O-Wisp or so because Magic Coat, no damage from residual.
I just I saw the IP. That was funny.
But I got sniped down one. I was gone for that, but
I love this thing. A lot of people sometimes sleep on the fact that you see Reunion because all you think is defense wall. Just try to break or stop it setting up and stuff. But this thing, give it the life form and the magic, very offensive.
Yeah.
Things like room and stuff like that. And all with recover, but offensive capabilities. Like you just recover 3 attacks from 2 attacks. This thing could still put on a ton.
Definitely.
Yeah, Thriller, I don't know if it's on my end or your end, but you are roboting really, really hard.
It kind of has to really on that. It's messed up.
Might be on my end that we're having some issues. I don't know. But hopefully the roboting stops.
I just love it. Yeah. Yeah.
So
The host is secretly a robot? What?
I'm not a robot, but if
Cracking down.
I'm roboting, let me know because I'll cut stream, switch to phone, start stream back up, and run it that way. But hopefully no robots.
I like how when you funny like when you were going like the whole robot thing, you actually like did that pause or like that robot.
Yeah.
That was like perfectly on time.
No. Carl says that you're good.
Okay, so all right. If I start roboting though, somebody please let me know and I'll switch which internet I'm using because.
Yeah, well.
Anyways, moving on. Savage talked to me. Mammo with Scarman's era. I like this. I don't love it, but I like it.
Okay, so Raisachi got sniped, I think, or someone.
Yeah, I know
but,
this was a Raisachi snipe.
So my thought process was, Malphine literally 2-shots everything in like any combination. It's insane. Ground ice is amazing. Hitting hard with like 130 base attack. It hurts like a truck. It's a nice revenge killer as well, with that nice chip of ice shard. And now since I have spikes, I recently started to like spikes, and switching in the checks. They take residual damage from them spikes and earthquake, and then mail slices they keep weakening them, and then something like Zero Aura, which is really really fast, can just clean shot. That's my thought process.
I love Mammo. I actually have used.
Okay. You have
I've really used this thing effectively. Oh, and this thing. One game he just came in. It was an Mammo, and I just cleaned 3 shots, picked up easy 3 kills. Mammo at much times it kind of like this thing's like I personally believe is one of a good mods to have on a web team, because that really opens a lot of doors for Mammo to run as a lot more different type of moves and ways to run instead of always having to rely on maybe a choice scar, choice span, or something like that. Like this thing could run maybe like expert bell, life orb all the time. Maybe even good Z moves depending on web teams as well.
Yeah, I mean, Pokemon, basically the only thing that like counters Malphine, like Spies said, is levitate monster.
Yeah.
Basically. But like Rotom, you got Stone Edge. Bronzong, you got Knock. So you just gotta be careful.
Yeah, like Mammo is one of those mons that has moves, probably doesn't make sense. How can they use knockoff? It doesn't have a hand. All it has is just the giant tree legs of his.
Say that's the Ghastly and Ice Punch.
Yeah, how does it punch? Does it punch with its tusk? Like, does it form a magical fist?
Say that to Game Freak and explain how their aura doesn't get Ice Punch when it has.
Or freaking Kyurem Black. Hello, he has a freaking ice arm. How does he not learn Ice Punch?
The Kyurem Black
that gives me so figures, especially.
The Kyurem Black one makes a lot less sense. Zero Aura makes a little sense, because if you give that thing Ice Punch with its attack stat plus the ability to bulk up and all that, not even its checks and ground types are going to be able to stand up to it. So that kind of makes sense.
It triggers a lot. That doesn't learn ice. Literally,
especially how I think first favorite Seismic Toad can't get a physical water type move.
Come on. He gets Drain Punch. He gets Poison Jab. He gets Gunk Shot. Can't get Waterfall Location. Like, come on. Not even Aqua Jet at least?
Nope.
Like, come on, Game Freak. What do you got against Toads and Mammals and everything?
I don't know. But we're going to go ahead and move on here. You want to talk to me about pairing Finny, Latios, and Lopunny together there, Thriller?
Oh, real quick, yeah, Mega Lopunny Lotus. First off, Mega Lopunny, I wanted a Mega, kind of had a little bit of similarity with, but I wanted to finish out actually a league with. And I want Mega Lop because, tell me what can try to, like faster than this thing. This thing has base 135 speed. It's incredible. It's a really great attacker. Fake Out Last Resort can be proven deadly by people that have shown it out. It's just a really good Pokemon, and it does get Baton Pass as well, so it's another good one I can have as a good pivot user if I really wanted to. And with Latios is a very unique one. It's one I really kind of wanted to use for such a long time, and it's another one that can be really kind of be defensive with Calm Mind, Sub, Defog is my one way to start getting hazards away, and just in general it's a really good. It even get Dragon Dance to run physical Lati if I really wanted to. So there's a lot of options. But now with my pick, I saw the Snivy. Now with Tapu Fini, and the main reason I got Tapu Fini is I feel like team like with Lopunny Latios, you need something that really kind of can support them. And with the new items like the terrain extenders, this makes a really good support mom for Fini, because Fini just with that terrain cannot be no poison, no burns, no paras. That gives so much opportunity for Latios and Lopunny just to do the work on everyone's team so well. And plus, Fini is another great defensive bulky Pokemon that can just take hits for days. And it can also be another reliable like mom with Defog to get hazards. However, I did find out that if this thing wanted to switch on Toxic Spikes, it still gets poisoned. So that's a little fun.
Yeah, I learned that this morning.
But still, Fini can always, at times, I feel like can always get hazards off. It only takes about 5% from like rock and stuff like that. But again, just simply love Fini, and yes.
Nothing to say much about Fini. You know, it's good Pokemon that breaks fast stuff. Really good special defense with nature. And then you have Megalophony, which can pick them on the physical side. So I'm not a fan of Fini on how it's located, and like I don't know. I'm not a fan of this type of Tapu, or well, just mainly this Tapu.
Yeah, I can see your point. Like, there's like reasons like things like Bulu. Bulu can be good, but just when it comes to competitive, it's just
yeah.
So moving on to Mars and his Egyptian Lucarios here, grabbing Mega Venusaur to pair with Celesteela and Garchomp. This is gross. This is just super, super gross. Celesteela Mega Venusaur
This feels like WWC Season 1 all over again.
This feels like me to AA Aaron's team.
Yeah.
Like, I got a friend named, it's like Roman Napoleon. I have seen him draft, like, Venusaur and Celesteela. Same team, like, how many freaking times? And to be honest, this is actually kind of a perfect combo where like your start with like Venusaur, Celesteela, but then you add Garchomp, which just takes in more of like a way to reveal pressure off always having to rely on having to worry about the ice types. You bring in Venusaur, wins all of that, and he just takes on these ice types effectively. Well, depending on the ice.
Yeah, it's
Venusaur. I always want to use it. I love it.
Yeah,
so,
this
even though you hate how bulky and how...
Yeah, it's just a disgusting core. So, but yeah, so Mars is building a defensive nightmare, but
you can't be mad because it's.
Thriller, are you there? You're cutting in and out.
No, I'm here.
Okay.
I feel like sometimes you're going. I feel like I'm.
Yeah, same.
Is it my end that's having issues now?
Oh, it's fine right now.
Yeah, it's fine right now.
Okay.
But right now you sound fine.
All right. Anyways, moving on here. The flash cannons picking up Heatran. Heatran, Mega Medi, Hydreigon. Very interesting. Hydreigon will take care of that ground weakness for Heatran. Yeah, it's just a very, very interesting combination.
I kind of, for me, when it comes to a mon like Heatran, it feels like that one mon. You just look at it, you just feel stuff, you just can't really seem to like it. The people that do like it, all the props to you, but for me, in my opinion, I just don't like that mon. Like, it's a fat mon, like, Stealth Rock is really good. It's a great special offensive Pokemon. It's got great trapping abilities with Magma Storm, and has good offensive capabilities like Grass EMZ or Power Herb Solar Beam, which can be really good in situations like that. And Flash Fire is also a really decently good ability. It's a reliable way to always prep for anyone for HP Fire or something like that to bring in Heatran. Heatran needs that boost, and it just starts to go down. I will admit, with the way things looking, he only has one check to fighting types, so hopefully this draft. So far, this seems looking very fighting. I haven't remembered this draft in a while, so he probably built some decent ways to handle fighting. But for me personally, Heatran's just not.
I'm feeling like once mediocre. If you have to switch in, like if you have a fairy type that's like really offensive, it gets it done. But like, it's okay. To me, it's like it's forced to run Sugar Berry or Choco Berry because you need to take a hit from a fighting move or a ground move. I don't know.
Yeah, I actually see my one of my buddies actually draft this, and he usually kind of ran it as a Scarf Mon with Eruption at times, but many times it was just a Scarf target Mon, and I don't really see a Heatran as a Scarf target Mon used because it doesn't. I mean, it's got decent speed here, but you could be using this kind of as a better Mon to have as a better defensive Mon role, but not Scarf. I don't think a Scarf Heatran. I mean, it would surprise your opponents, yes, but just in general, I don't think a Scarf Heatran is on the way to go.
Okay. Sorry, I was just letting Spies know something. Because he wanted to join for a certain pick, and that's coming up. Board, I don't know why you're having a premature issue. That's more of a you issue, dude. I don't know what to tell you there. Incineroar for the Vegas Vulpix. I really don't know.
Dude, that was a snipe for me.
That was a snipe for a lot of people. It got you. I think it got Rasachi.
Yo, everyone had wanted this round, but we didn't expect that to go third round.
Yeah, it got Crow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was interesting to see. I don't see how this fits with. I mean, Alakazam, okay.
I just love when you just stick that.
What, the snipe emote? Is that what you said, Thriller?
I love it when you just spam.
Yeah.
I like that we just randomly spam it. I watched the stream, you just randomly spam it.
Yep.
I mean, that is true. It means green's best color.
Hey, I couldn't use Kingdra because A-Drive has ADR Snipe, which is his Kingdra. So I was like, okay, Griffin, tell me what Snipermon you want to draw. Beedrill.
I think Beedrill because it's a little and it has a sting. So
yeah, I was kind of thinking like Octillery, but then I was like, ooh, Beedrill would be kind of cool too. So because it was either that Beedrill or
you guys like
Drapion. But anyways, that's hodgepodge. Incineroar, it's a good AV. It's a good Intimidate thing. It can pivot, like, but on this team, this The Vulpix just look like a hodgepodge right now.
They'll figure it out someday.
Yeah.
I totally remember all the teams.
This team could be like, it's not really defensive way you kind of look on paper. I mean, yes, you could try to make like Keldeo and Incineroar really defensive, but still, you have to have. I mean, if you're gonna do that, it's gonna ruin the like ways you can run. Like Incineroar could be a great offensive pivot in mind. Like it gets sword stance, it gets nasty. It doesn't start ways to like set this thing up in teams. Keldeo could run things like Thought, Calm Mind, Water, Rain Dance. There's like Alakazam, which is super fast, super hard. But like when you look at this team currently, it's in my opinion just frail.
Yeah, I'm gonna disagree on that. Incineroar, it's like it's really good in my opinion. Like it's really good. It helps give us items. Like you said, you can run offensive pivot. I think it's bulky though, and I might get some haters out there, but I think this is better than Arcanine.
Ooh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some haters out there.
I will admit, I will say that Incineroar, like, well, Arcanine is not.
Yeah.
So I will give.
But Arcanine gets good recovery outside of Berry.
Yeah. And I will also admit, Incineroar does have Dark Spirits, which.
Yeah, Spies, I know they're roboting. I have Twitch open right now trying to change the title of the stream because, you know, somebody may have forgotten to change their stream title.
Yeah. I wonder where that was. I'm sure it wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm fixing it. Whoops, I spelled draft wrong. D-R-A-F-T. Draft stream. Done. Update, will you please, so I can shut Twitch so it stops crashing my computer, because... And there we go. Okay, that's fixed.
There we go.
That's fixed. Nobody saw a thing. We've been running this normal the way it should be for the last hour. We're good.
Yeah, you didn't see the words "ho." You just saw Moltres. Your eye.
Yep.
Okay. So moving on. My pick here, Rotom Wash. So the big thing with sand is you're gonna struggle with, depending on how you build it, fighting types, which obviously I am right now with Drill and T-Tar. You're gonna struggle with bulky water types because neither one of them have a way to really break that. You're gonna struggle with grass types because they're going to be an issue. So I solved my ground issue right here for the most part with Rotom Wash in my opinion, and I can take on some of those bulky water types because I have the electric spam. The Hydro Pump will take care of those ground types that want to come in on Drill or T-Tar and abuse them. So I think this was really good. It gives me a defogger, so I have Excadrill to spin, I have this to defog. It's a very good defensive pivot. I can Will-O-Wisp things to death if I want to. Pain Split is always an option. It's a bulky water on its own. So, I don't know. I think this is a good pairing with Drill and T-Tar to help me deal with some of my checks to sand that people are going to bring versus me.
Yeah, I personally think Rotom Wash is probably the best Rotom to use in Drill.
I would disagree on that. I think it's Heat, but...
I mean, I've recently had the times of using Heat, and Heat was actually pretty good. So I would say, you could say either most likely Wash or Heat are definitely the best, and then like you contrast them to the other ones the second and stuff. But Rotom Wash on your team with Sand, I don't know really if that kind of... I mean, I see your point with the whole ground, try to go ground immunity,
but like,
besides the mold break, stuff like that.
Yeah,
and,
say that.
I mean, you're kind of nerfing Rotom a little bit.
Yeah, right now I am, but...
Springs like Rock, you kind of... Yeah, but I mean still different though. Yes, extra drills neutral. Your grass immunity at the current time is a little bit of a hindrance, but sand does kind of help that with G-Car.
Yeah. Thriller, you are just
but,
roboting so damn hard right now. It's.
I mean, sand.
I think we're all just roboting.
I don't.
Like,
roboting.
Yeah, same. I think we're all just roboting.
Okay. If
we
we're
all
all right, so because if we're all roboting, Spies, Board, Shadow. Okay, so I'm fine apparently, but you two are roboting. So here's what I'm gonna do.
Excuse me.
Yeah, here's what I'm gonna do. Guys, do not leave.
Wow.
Just stay on the stay on the channel. It's gonna say I went offline. I just need you to hit refresh in about 2 minutes. And I'm switching my internet real quick. So I will be right back. The stream is going to shut down for just a second because I have to. The YouTube recording is still going to happen, so because I can't end that in the middle, but I will be right back. I'm going to try switching to my phone and see if this fixes it, because I'm starting to get a little rain where I'm at, and that usually knocks my internet out. So bear with me, guys. We're going to lose the stream for a second. Just a second. But this might help me get Thriller to where he's not roboting. You guys are going to lose me here for a second, so...
Time to leave. I'm dead.
Okay. Can you guys hear me, and am I better?
I hear no robot, so just keep talking. We'll see. We'll let you know.
Thriller, are you here?
Yes, I am alive and well.
And you are not roboting. Okay, I think we got this. I'm going to go right back to going live here.
Yahoo!
Okay. I think we're good.
By the way, Savage, we gotta make sure we destroy Spies in our battles against him for what he said to us.
Oh yeah.
You do know that I am live streaming now, so he. Maybe I'm live streaming.
I know.
Maybe I'm live streaming.
He can talk smack all he wants to.
Bring it on, bro. That's good.
Are you kidding me?
What happened?
It won't let me stream right now. Hang on.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this is gonna suck. Okay.